Hey, let me tell you about some secret owner-operator jobs that can make you rich in 2024. If you're looking to get a CDL license, or maybe you already have one and you want to get rich in this industry because this is your passion and you want to own your own company, it's going to be an amazing video for you to watch all 7 different ways on how you can get these jobs that can pay you more money than the average individual. Without having this knowledge, you can actually go through all this, invest all this money, make sure that you get your CDL license, buy yourself a truck, and then all of a sudden make nothing at the end of the day simply because you didn't have the proper knowledge to do so. My name is Jonathan, founder of Driving Academy, and we help people every single day, just like you, help themselves get one step closer on the road to freedom with a CDL license. Now, we actually help them get a CDL license from the beginning, so if you don't have one, we could definitely help you out with that. And after they get their license, we help them out with lifetime job placement. Now, lifetime job placement either means they want to work for a company, or in this case, they want to become their own boss and become an owner-operator. So we can actually help them out through that entire process. So I'm going to give you, like I said, 7 different ways on how you can make more money than the average owner-operator in 2024. Let's get started. The first way that we're going to be talking about how you can make more money than the average owner-operator in 2024 is going to be hiring on a private fleet company. So what does that even mean? So there's a lot of companies out there that actually transport stuff for their own companies, right? So you're going to have companies like Walgreens or CVS, a place like ShopRite or Publix or things like that. And they have their own drivers, they have their own trailers, own trucks. Now, because they can't fit their demands with all the drivers that they have, they actually hire on more owner-operators to work for them itself. So before we actually get into it, what is an owner-operator? By definition, an owner-operator simply means that you are an individual who has a CDL license, is driving a truck, and you own the truck that you're driving. So you're not a driver for a company, you're an owner-operator. But doesn't mean that you have to figure out the whole business yourself. You can actually hook up with some of these bigger retail companies like you see here, and they have their own drivers, yes, but they are willing to hire owner-operators simply because they're willing to pay you more because they can't supply all the need that they have with their own drivers itself. That being said, the cool thing about being an owner-operator for a company like this is that they're going to handle all of your dispatching for you. And it's going to be pretty consistent because it's going to be, for instance, like Dollar General. So if Dollar General is delivering things from their warehouse to the actual stores, you're probably going to get a route itself, and that route's going to be yours, and it's going to be super consistent, and you're going to make a good amount of money all year round doing that route, as an example. So how do you actually get started with this? 1, you're going to need a CDL license. 2, you're going to need to own your own truck. And then 3, you have to start looking around, and you can actually just do it the old-fashioned way. Give people a phone call, say, hey, I'm an owner-operator. I want to know if you have any loads, any needs for me, because these people are always looking for drivers. So you can actually look at the job boards itself, people who are looking for drivers for these retail companies, and say, hey, I have my own truck, I can work for you, what are your owner-operator rates? And they're going to have a whole separate rate system for you because you have to pay your own insurance and your own gas and your own repairs and things like that. But you do, because you are taking on that responsibility, you're able to make more money itself. So that's the best way to do it if you just want to go with step 1. But we got 6 other steps, so make sure you watch till the end because I'm going to save the best one for last. All right, so secret number 2 for actually making a lot of money as an owner-operator is going to be hazmat trucking. So hazmat trucking means that you're going to be transporting hazardous material. So anytime that you're dealing with hazardous material, of course, the risk levels do increase. The skill level has to increase as well. And anytime you have that combination, the actual pay will increase. Now, in order to qualify to actually drive hazardous materials around, you're going to need to get what's called the hazardous material endorsement. Now, how do you actually do that? You're going to have to go with your CDL license, go to the local DMV, and pass the hazmat written exam. Now, once you pass that hazmat written exam, then they can actually put that on your actual license and you're able to drive hazardous material itself. Now, if you're your owner-operator and you're going to be transporting hazardous material, you do have to understand that your insurance rates might go up a little bit. That's why you're able to charge a whole lot more money for that. So if you want to make more money than the average owner-operator, maybe getting a hazardous material endorsement and finding some hazardous material work to do might be the best option for you. And as long as you're a safe driver and you don't go over all these crazy bumps, nothing's going to explode. Secret number 3 of actually making more money than the average owner-operator in 2024 is going to be liquid hauling. This is going to be a specialized skill needed when you're transporting things like this and tanks. So different things that you can actually be transporting are going to be things like milk and water and maybe like gasoline, diesel, oil, all those different things. This is going to require a higher skill set of actual driving, because when you're driving a liquid vehicle or a vehicle that can carry liquid, you're actually going to have to deal with something called the surge, which actually increases the skill level. What is the surge? Because the liquid moves back and forth when you're driving it, right? When you press on the brake, you're just going to cause a wave of water or liquid to go through the front of the vehicle, and all of a sudden it can push the whole truck forward, and that can be pretty dangerous. In order to actually be able to transport liquid, you're actually going to need to get a tanker endorsement, because understanding how to drive tanks is going to be a little bit different and require a little bit more of a skill set. In order to get a tanker endorsement, you have to go to your local DMV, pass the tanker written exam, and then they add it to your license. You don't have to do anything on the road test or anything like that. They just want to make sure you have the proper knowledge to do so. And then of course you want to go get some experience. And the cool thing about actual tanker vehicles itself, you don't have to go purchase the trailer. So you can actually find companies that have the trailers already, and you can just call them up and say, hey, I'm an owner operator, I can transport your trailers for you. What does your routes look like? What do your rates look like? And then see if you can actually hook up with their own insurance, because their insurance cost might be a little bit higher simply because of what you're going to be transporting itself. And that's how you make money with transporting liquid. The fourth secret on how to make more money in 2024 as an owner-operator is going to be oversize hauling. So what is that? That has a big, wide range of things, right? So you can see things like this, things like that, things like this. And pretty much what you've seen is going to be anything that's oversized to the trailer and kind of heavy. And of course, imagine going through these crazy turns with all these oversized pieces of equipment that you're transporting itself, and that will increase the skill level dramatically. It's actually going to increase extra things as well, right? So if you're going to be transporting oversized equipment, you're going to need to get special permits, especially if you're going to be transporting this equipment on bridges, depending on the weight of what's going on. You're going to want to make sure that you have a trailing party, somebody who's in front, somebody who's in back, making sure that they're blocking traffic for you, and making sure things are okay to go. But because of all that extra skill set needed, just like anything else in the marketplace, the more skilled you are, the higher you're going to get paid, because less and less people are able to do that skill. If that skill is easy and anyone can do it, of course the pay is going to get down. But when you actually start driving things like this, it gets a whole lot interesting, and you can make a whole lot of money with it. The downside of this, unless you have a lot of connections in this space, is going to be difficult to get in, especially if you have no experience. You're probably going to have to start off as a trainee of some type and kind of learn with somebody else who's in the industry. And the other downside is not going to be as consistent as the other things that we've talked about already in this video itself. So if you want something that's going to be consistent all year round, and you don't really want to do the whole training aspect of it, this might not be the best option for you. But if you like a challenge and you like keep growing yourself, then this might be the best way for you to go. All right, secret number 5 is going to be ice road trucking. And so when you've heard about ice road trucking, you've probably seen the TV show Ice Road Truckers, and it kind of gives you a good understanding of what's happening here. This increases the risk level dramatically. What does ice road trucking actually mean? It actually means what it says. It's actually driving on ice. This is used especially in Alaska during a certain period of time in the winter where the lakes freeze over. And it's like 4 or 6 feet of actual ice that freezes on the lake itself, and it makes it stable enough for actual trucks to drive on. Now, drivers who've driven on these lakes itself will actually understand that these roads are not solid, and they'll feel their truck kind of going through these waves as they're driving. So it can get pretty scary. The temperatures are way, way, way below freezing, but because of the risk factor, you're actually able to make a lot of money. And the cool part about it is it's a seasonal job, right? So imagine making what you can for the year in about a 4 to 5 month season itself, and then taking the rest of the year off. So it is a super cool, interesting job. If you like the cold, go for it. If you're a beach bum and you like the heat, then it's probably not the best option for you. But I'm sure we can find something for you if this one's not it. Now, the number 6 secret on making money as an owner-operator, more than most in 2024, is going to be something that most people don't know about, which is going to be mining. So the mining industry is huge. Now, depending on what part of the country that you're in, depends on how much knowledge you have of this or not. Now, it is a huge industry. You can make a whole lot of money doing it, and it is very geographically located. Right? So if you're going to go to places like Texas or the Dakotas, you can do like the oil fields in Texas, a bunch of mining and stuff in the Dakotas itself. Now the pros for actually transporting in the mining industry is going to be you're actually able to compete with a lot less people, because a lot of people are not looking to go in specifically into that industry. And also because of that, you're able to make a whole lot of money doing it. Now the cons are going to be the danger level does increase. So imagine backing up a tractor trailer over rocks. There's no roads, there's no nothing, right? You're driving through a quarry, and all of a sudden you can kind of move your trailer off the ledge and fall down the cliff. Or you can kind of go underneath inside of a cave of something, and then things kind of collapse on you. Those are all the risks that you are going to be taking. Now, of course, the higher skill set you are, the less the risk, and there's always procedures in place to reduce the risk to be as manageable as possible, but those are the pros and cons of this whole thing. But if you stayed this long to the video and you liked everything so far, or maybe you're like, that's kind of okay, you want to wait to this last and final section, which I'm going to show you the sexiest way where you can make a whole lot of money as an owner-operator in 2024. We're down to the seventh and final way you can make the most money in 2024 as an owner-operator, and this is probably the sexiest way to do it, and that is transporting sexy-looking cargo. And by sexy-looking cargo, I don't mean this girl, I actually mean this car right over here. So actually transporting luxury cars is a great way to make a whole lot of money. It's also a whole lot of responsibility needed for that, right? So if you're somebody who loves luxury cars, talking about the Ferraris, the Bugattis, the Lamborghinis, everything that ends with the Enis on it, then you can pretty much transport it, and it's got 4 wheels. Now, why do you make so much money with it? One, you're transporting very expensive cargo. That being said, people are willing to pay more money so their very expensive cargo can get from point A to point B in a safe environment without any scratches, without any damage, right? Now, the thing that most people don't understand is you're actually going to have to drive these cars in and out of these vehicles. Most of the luxury car transportation vehicles are going to be the enclosed trailers, which means that the rocks and stuff on the road can't really hit it. But there are 2 levels of it, which means imagine driving a $400,000 Ferrari up to the 2nd level on a shaky, rickety kind of trailer itself. Your heart can get beat. Your heart can start beating really, really fast. I mean, just listen to that. That's right. That's the actual heartbeat that you're going to be having driving that $400,000 Ferrari up that 2nd level. And if you've never done it before, it's not an easy thing to do. But if you like the luxury, if you like the challenge, and if you like to interact with cool customers, because a lot of times if you're not dealing with the dealerships, you're actually transporting cars for super rich and famous people, then this might be the best option for you. The cool thing is you can actually find a company who's already brokering this, and you can actually bring your truck, since you're an owner operator, into that field and then just transport their trailer, so you don't have to worry about buying a new expensive trailer, finding your own customers and anything like that, because the biggest need that a lot of these companies have is finding the proper driver in place. So that being said, I gave you 7 different ways on how to make a whole lot of money in 2024 as an owner operator. And if you don't have your CDL license yet, the best thing you should do is go to the best truck driving school in the whole country. And that's here at Driving Academy. Our mission is to help 1 million people get on the road to freedom. And we know freedom comes when you have choices. And in this planet, you are going to need a whole lot of money to have a whole lot of choice, right? If you don't have money, you have no options. And no options means you have no choices. And no choices means you have no freedom. So our locations are open up 7 days a week, which means we work around your schedule when it comes to training. You can get started with as little as $500 down, and then we can work out a payment plan for the rest. We also offer lifetime job placement, like I said before. So if you want to go work for a company, get some experience, or you want to start your own company, we can help you out. Either way, we're here to help you get yourselves closer to getting to your dreams. So check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com. Again, cdldrivingacademy.com. Find a location near you. If there is nothing around you yet, contact our Linden facility, and they are able to help students out nationwide. Thanks, and have a good one. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.